Tarkov's PVE market is absolutely breaking right now, and there's a few factors that come into why that may be, as well as how you can maximize your profits using the current state of the market and what's happening with it, because at the end of the day prices are fluctuating in the millions between different items that we have currently within the game, and it's causing things like defibs to be upwards of 1.2 million. I've seen them up to 1.7 million earlier. This is of course part of the remnants of what the previous event was, which requires you to essentially jump in and hand in kind of items that are required for various different cards that we did have for mechanic, and they're still ridiculously priced right now. So if you are holding on to any of them, I'd highly recommend getting rid, because they are going to go back down to their common price. So we are going to list up both of these to take advantage of that, and obviously people can't actually trade them in anymore, so it doesn't really matter to me. And we've done all of the tasks that I need in order to actually use the defibs, so it's not like we need to keep them. You can craft them in your hideout, which is a brilliant thing to do, but one of the reasons why some of these event items have basically been crashing as well as going flying high, and you're also seeing some really weird stuff going on with the market in general that I really wanted to cover, because you can make so much money right now just simply not even playing the game, which I think is the biggest thing, is that you're making more money off of this weird market system that we've got at the minute on PvE, that essentially now they're limiting how many things you can put on the market in terms of, for example, if I try put on another weapons case that I've already got one listed up about 20 minutes ago, these were up at 6.7 mil, they're now down at 4 mil, and of course if we try list this one up for say 4.5 million and go to place our offer, we get a weird error saying item quantity limit exceeded, so we can only put up one, which is pretty much what everyone seems to be doing. I'm not seeing any 2 or 3s that you can actually put up in one go for these, and it's really annoying and really infuriating to have this sort of thing. I'm assuming what BSG are trying to do is tackle the inflation that's been going on, but in doing so they've got this weird system that now loads of things are fluctuating between being, you know, 20k all the way up to like 100k for certain items. I mean, for example, looking at things like duct tape, you can see just a standard duct tape that you can pick up. There's only one on the market right now. Make that 2 now. But 90k for some duct tape. This is unbelievably broken, and I have no idea what is going on. There's now none on the market, and oh, there's one that's popped up. I'm sure it will disappear, and then there's one for 80k. So if you were playing the game and you're seeing these sorts of items, really check the prices of everything, because the market is just bonkers. I mean, I've seen corrugated hoses today go up to 120k. They're now down at 60k. It really is just complete luck of the draw as to how much some of this stuff is actually going to be. Let's take a look at a magazine case, for example. So 380k, it's not the worst. We'll actually get rid of this one since we don't need it. And this is what I really wanted to talk about, because not only are you able to make money off of various different really low tier items that you probably got tucked away, literally sitting in some of your stuff, is that, for example, if I grab up the military flash drives, which I'm hoping there are some that I've got somewhere lying around, unless I've sold them absolutely every single one. Either way, we'll grab one up on the flea market just so you can see. But military flash drives were something that you find quite commonly within kind of drawers and that sort of stuff, so they're not too difficult to get, but they are at 1.9 million rubles right now. 1.9 million rubles for a military flash drive. I mean, the amount of these I get, and the fact that you can actually do a barter within the hideout if you've got Intel Center level 3, I believe. It could even be Intel Center level 2, but you can actually create one of these. It takes 9 hours, so it's quite a long craft, but it's super cheap to do. I think at the minute it's costing about 200k, but you can sell it for 1.9 million. So the profit in that is absolutely crazy. So if you find military flash drives or you got them laying around, just make sure that you're selling them, because the actual commission on these things is not particularly too expensive either. So it is 100% worth selling these if you do have them currently on you. Don't know why they've gone absolutely flying. I assume maybe it's part of a quest that's recently been released and hence why they're going up so much, but even then I'm surprised they got that much as part of that quest. But yeah, here we go. We got a military flash drive right there, so we can get rid of it, and I'm pretty sure it will almost instant sell. Hopefully we picked the right box. I'm sure that there was one here somewhere. Oh dear, this is a pain. But there we go. Yeah, so 1.8 million. I will list it up for one. This is probably sold now, so 1.6 million. So we'll put it up for 1.6. I'm sure we could probably get an extra 100k, but we'll list it up anyway. That one will go on, and it's instantly sold. So you can see just how quickly these things are selling. And I've just been going through opening up some of my random junk boxes where I've just got a load of absolute trash, and been checking some of the prices, like for example filters up at 90k right now. There's just, the market is blowing up, and I have no idea why it's so bad recently. I assume because maybe the game is a lot more unplayable, the market is somewhat kind of not working as intended, and that sort of thing, and it's really causing these issues that I think the supply of some of these items is just not there, and we're getting these weird thing. I've never seen this before where there is just like everything out of stock, but it's happening. It's really frustrating, and I'm pretty sure you'll probably share the same frustrations, but in doing so you might as well capitalize on it, make a ton of money, and I've probably made somewhere in the region of about 20-30 million just from listing random items that I've had along in my stash for the longest time that were worth absolutely nothing. Things like duct tape, things like just normal tape, that sort of stuff. It's just gone flying. So I wanted to make this video, address it to you guys, make sure that you guys understand some of the prices of stuff, as well as something that you can do right now in order to make a ton of money. Now, this is something I wanted as kind of the second part of this video, is you could see the prices of a lot of the trash loot. You can kind of sell those, and those of you watching right now, hopefully this will actually benefit you. But one of the biggest things for me has been the prices of keys. Now, if you're struck for cash or you're just looking for quick and easy ways to make money, there are a ton of ways to do it, but some of the keys that you can find just lying around, I'm talking about some of the purple keys that go for quite a bit in the when you try and sell them. Some of those, like for example the Concordia security key, if we can find it, hopefully we will. Concordia security room key. So this is going for 24k right now, but what's funny about it is that you can sell it to Therapist for 45k. So if I then go ahead and if we buy up all of these, so we might as well buy that and that and that and that, and there we go, and we've just made about 100k from simply selling all of that stuff. And this is literally what you can do. There are so many different keys that are available right now that you can just pick up for basically less than what they actually sell for on the flea. It's not just keys as well. There are a ton of items that you can find that people are just listing up for super cheap, and they don't even realize they could just sell it to therapists. Like for example, the age-old thing on PvP would be armor repair kits, which typically people don't realize, but they could just sell them to mechanic for 336k, but they sell them for like 200k, 150k, because of course they see that the lower uses ones sell for a little bit less. So there you go, we found the health wing key, and we can pick up all of these for essentially 5k profit every single one, and as long as we buy them for cheaper than what we can sell to therapist, we are making some money. And although it might be small gains, because there are so many different opportunities, you could probably spend a full 10 minutes just picking up on some of the key things that you find. Now, these are not ones that I'm telling you to go out and buy. These are just examples of stuff that I've just randomly got in my stash. keys that I've just got lying around that aren't really worth anything normally, and are just sitting there just collecting dust. So we'll check what the prices are, and often they're just lower than what you can purchase them for. So you can, I'm sure, find much better ones than I've just showcased here, but the intent of it and the whole focus of why I'm showing it to you is so you can do exactly that and find better ways of making money. And of course do that if you're finding playing the game a little bit of a struggle recently with the recent updates, that sort of thing. At least you can make a bit of money and make it easier for when you do go into those raids and maybe get beamed or whatever. You'll at least make your money back that way rather than, you know, doing it through the raids and that sort of stuff. So I thought it was an interesting video. I thought I'd showcase it and of course talk about the whole market and the just explosive growth of some of the prices on some of these items that are just lying around, as well as the just decline in a ton of items as well. And if you haven't already seen, earlier today we did a video looking at some of the barter trades you can do. These have become probably the best possible thing that you can do right now. For example, the paracord right here is selling for 70k, but you need 12 of them in order to get a sit case. So you're spending about $1 million to pick up the paracords, and then probably another $1 million for the rest of them. And then how much does a sit case go for? Well, if we go and check its price, oh yeah, 7.7 million. So you're spending about 2 million to get about 7.3 million back after the flea commission. So you're making like 5 million from every 3 hours or something, whenever the reset of the Jaeger is, or however long that is for you. That's how much you can make. And it is bonkers to me how much money you can make just simply by doing that. So I'd highly recommend go out, check some of these barters. You can do it with the mechanics, weapons cases as well. They're super cheap right now. And a lot of you will probably have a lot of this stuff anyway, so you might as well convert it into money and then sell it off. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, and of course subscribe down below. We'll be doing more content on Tarkov coming very, very soon. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and weekend. Goodbye.